afternoon, you guys. My name is Christine Jen, and in today's video I would like to talk to you about a specific topic. So today's topic will be on diary of a social media user. So it's a specific topic, and I'm just trying something new out. Bear with me. It's just a new experiment I'm doing to see if this will actually be something that I might like to do in the future. So let me start off. So I'm a millennial. I'm 34. I'm a millennial. So that means that there's moments in my childhood, in my youth, especially before the age of 20, where I would have whole field trips, whole events, whole gatherings, whole dinners, where there was no iPhone, no phones, nothing to record what was going on, no social media. Right? So can you imagine a time when there was no social media? Yeah, there was a time when there was no social media. So it was a very interesting time, and I feel the question I want to raise for today's video is, will we ever get back to the time before when there was no social media, or will things change for the better in a different way as we progress, right? So basically what I would like to say is this. So as I said, I'm a millennial, and I've had several moments before the age of 21 where I would just basically enjoy a gathering, and that would basically be it. Not that much social media or anything to watch my digital footsteps, my footprints, right? So one thing I have to say is this. So in 2004, and anything I get wrong, I'm going to make sure I write down the description so that I make sure I get it right. So in 2004, Mark Zuckerberg started something called the Facebook. So this was the beginning of social media, and it was the Facebook. And basically me, I was not on social media at all, right? So I was basically just a nomad, just a person. I was always in a cave, always just like studying and just being to myself like that, right? So starting out, I started hearing things about this popular social media website called the Facebook, but I was just hearing things here and there. There was MySpace. By the way, let me do a quick aside. So social media back then is not the same way it was now, right? Social media now is taking over the whole world, but back then it was really fun, it was really enjoyable, it was something people like to do, and it was something people just like to hang out and just have fun. Oh, you were on Facebook last night, you were on MySpace, and it was fun, right? It was nothing to be so serious about, which is what social media has become. Now, although I have to say this is something about social media, will it ever change, will it become better? Not that it's not bad. All I'm just trying to say is the way social media is basically you get in what you get in what you put in, right? If you use it constructively, if you use it in a way that's good, then you're gonna get good out of it, right? But likewise, if you do things where you're always looking at pranks, then you don't really get that much value out of it, right? So to go on further, so basically I would always have here and there people ask me, hey, why are you not on it? You know, Christine, why are you not on it? So I started one in 2009, July of 2009, I believe. Was it June or July of 2009? So basically, this is how it went. So throughout, before 2009, July 2009, and then by the way, I got one MySpace and one Facebook. And over the years, I've had a Twitter, I've had a LinkedIn, I've had a Facebook, but my Facebook, it was hacked into. So let me backtrack, right? Let me backtrack. So then, so before 2009, I'd have a lot of people ask me, why are you not on it, right? People disappointed about it. So it was like that, right? So I've had some broken relationships over it. I know some people can relate to this. People, now it's more like, okay, people breaking up over what they're putting on. But I've actually had people like in relationships with me, like because I was not on it, they were not happy about that, so things got broken up, right? So basically in 2009, I got my first book in July, right? And then I got a MySpace also, but I didn't really do anything on it, right? So let me backtrack. So basically, I don't have any problem with social media. It's just that I basically did not want to put any of my content on it because I feel like it's like a personal website, and I feel like this type of website is basically for celebrities. That's what I thought, right? Because I'm like, okay, I'm just a normal person, I'm just a layman's person. What do I need a social media account for? That's basically like celebrities that have official websites, right? So then what ended up happening is this. So then 2009 I got my account, and then I started using it in 2013. I got hacked into 2014. I basically had started posting more regularly, and by the way, after 2014 I started to post more regular photos of myself and stuff like that. And the thing is, I really enjoyed Facebook, right? Especially Facebook, it was very enjoyable. But then I started getting things with bots, spamming, phishing. A lot of people tell me they get they keep seeing spam bots and just a bunch of things that they're constantly being spammed by my account. And I was keep getting people tell me like it was just hacked into severely, right? So I had to get rid of my Facebook account, right? So but if it wasn't for that, I would definitely have just kept my account because I love that account, right? I put everything on it. I really enjoyed being on it. I enjoyed the pictures I had on it, and I was using it constructively for good things, right? I was using it correctly, right? But unfortunately, because it was hacked into and it had a lot of bots, spam, viruses, and a bunch of stuff, I had to get rid of it, right? So then another thing is this. So then that was basically it for that. At one point I had Twitter, at one point I had LinkedIn, but then LinkedIn was never that useful. Twitter was okay, but I really like my Facebook, and now Instagram and YouTube, which is what I use more often than not, right? So what are some things I see about social media? Do I like what I don't like, right? So one thing I notice about social media is that it's like a personal website for each individual. So it's like a layman's website for celebrities, for people that are normal, for other people, for all, every man gets a website, right? I don't think that's particularly good. I don't think it's particularly bad. It just depends on what you decide to do with it, right? So in a way, it's like everyone's like a little celebrity. That's what I think having social media did to everyone. Everyone became their own little celebrity, right? So I feel like, again, that's not a bad thing. It just depends on how it was used, how the people treated it, how you use it, if it was a tool for comparison, right? So another thing is comparison. Basically me, I use it as an inspiration board, like Pinterest. I use it like Instagram as an inspiration board. I will copy, save recipes, I save jewelry, anything I like, I just save it. It's not really a tool for comparison. It's a tool to see what I like and what I don't like and what really matters to me, right? So that's how I use it. When I get inspired, I save certain things. That's how I use it, right? So what are some other things about social media I might not particularly like? So one thing that actually raised a few questions is this. So I noticed that there's a lot of influencers that they do not have a great amount of followers, but they're all living the soft life, right? They're living the soft life, and it's not clear whether they have a sugar daddy financing them, whether they have a 9-to-5 grind, because I feel like that's important for other people to know if you have a 9-to-5, right? So you'll basically see a bunch of social media influencers. I see young women, and they're in luxury mansions galore. They're flying to Ibiza every other week. They have Rolls Royces, and you don't see what's the source of their income because you never see them working, right? And I feel that's a little bit suspicious. That's a bit odd, right? And when people ask them, it's like they can't really give you a straight answer, right? So one thing I feel is that, and this is more than one social media influencer, this is a bunch of them, right? Now when I say social media influencer, I mean just a normal social influencer. I don't mean a celebrity which has a viable way of making money, a viable music, movies, or things of making money, so that they have a legit way that they could be able to finance their particular lifestyle. I'm talking about somebody that basically is just a normal person, but it's like they're always in different, all over the world, they're all over, and then they have mansions, they have Rolls Royces, and you don't know, you can't see how they viably are able to pay for their lifestyle, right? So I feel that's a bit suspicious, and I feel that's irresponsible, right? That's one of the things I don't like about social media that I see. So another thing I don't like is, what else? So another thing I don't like is when I see, for instance, okay, so the advice, right? So one more thing is when they have advice, and then you basically see, so one more thing is you basically see when, this is especially true for Instagram, right? So everybody has advice, right? Everybody has advice, and it's basically like, it's always great, the best advice, right? But when you look at it, it's not particularly that good of advice, right? Which is one thing I particularly don't like, is that everyone is, they've all made it, right? Or they're giving the advice, it's always a holy grail advice, but it's like when you look at it deep down, it's not particularly that good, right? So that's one thing I don't like about Instagram. It's like everyone has arrived, everyone knows what they're talking about, but when they give you the advice, it's like something you get out of an alphabet book or an ABC 1, 2, 3 book, right? It's not particularly that good. So one thing with me is this: when I'm giving advice, I basically will let you know I'm not a guru, right? I don't give advice where I proclaim to be, I have arrived. So another thing I don't do is I don't give you advice where it's like in 3 days you will lose all fear, in 3 days you'll have all self-confidence. I usually tell people like it is. It's gonna take several months, it's gonna take several years. You didn't gain you didn't gain a sense of fear overnight, so you're not gonna get rid of it overnight also, right? So when I do my thing, it's very realistic. It's very like, okay, this is what you were looking at, right? So one thing is this I don't like, again, is the amount of how superficial it is and how doctored it is, right? So one thing I see about social media is sometimes, especially with some accounts, it's like they're with their friends and family, and it's like they're surprised that they're looking at their friends and family, and it's so doctored, it's so like doctored, it's so set up, it's so fake, and it's like it's so doctored, it's not even funny, right? Which is something I don't like about social media, which is why I see some people there comparing themselves to people's highlights reel, and I could see right through it, right? So that's one thing I don't like about it, is that a lot of the images are doctored through, right? So one of the things when I say doctored through, I don't mean like people that do little skits and reels which are funny and it's like it's supposed to be that way, right? I'm talking about people, they're with their friends and family, and it's like they're surprised that their friends and family are there, and it's like it's so doctored, it's so fake, it's not even funny, right? So then that's basically the video from point A to point B. Some things I don't like about social media, some things I did like about social media, what got on my nerves about social media, and some things I like about it, right? So then that's my video for today, you guys. My name is Christalijen. Don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, and have a lovely one, you guys. Thanks.